Hi, this is Vaishnavi from Signeasy, and in this video I'll show you how you can send a document out for signature using Signeasy. First, click the Start Now button at the top right corner of your screen. You'll see a few options here like Send for Signature, Send in Bulk, or Sign Yourself. In this video, we'll send out a single document or an envelope out for signature. Start by selecting the space in which you want to manage this transaction. This helps you organize and track your contracts in the right workspace. The next step is to upload a document. Do note that you can upload up to 20 files totaling to 40 MB in size. Click the Upload button. Now you can upload contracts that you want to send out for signature either from your cloud devices, local storage, or even templates that you have already saved in Signeasy. For this demo, I'll upload a contract from my local device. Once the contract is uploaded, you can now select and tag the appropriate contract type from the drop-down based on the contract that you're sending out for signature. Doing so makes the document easy to find later. In my case, I'm sending out a non-disclosure agreement, so I'll tag it appropriately. The next step now is to add approvers if required. Expand the approver section in case you want to add your approvers. Here, you can fill in their name and email ID. You can add additional approvers by clicking on the Add Approver button. You can also select an approval order by toggling on the Set Approval Order button. This way, the approvers get the signature requests in sequence, or it happens in parallel if you have not set an approval order. The next step after adding approvers is to add signers. You can type in this signer's name and email ID. In case you want to add additional signers, click on the Add Signer button. You can toggle on signing order if it's applicable. This way, signers get their signature requests in the order that you have mentioned here. If you toggle it off, the signature requests go out in parallel. Signeasy also supports signature request notifications via text, so you can choose the option and you can even set up two-step verification if it's required from your end and ask for attachments related to signer's identity if applicable. In your signature requests, you can also add observers. This feature works similar to like adding someone as a carbon copy on an email. They're kept in the loop but do not have to take any action. Observers receive two notifications, one for the initiation of the signature request and the other one after the completion of signing from the signer's end. They also receive a copy of the signed document to download. When everything looks good, you can go ahead and click the Next button on the top right corner. In this screen, you can drag and drop the required fields from the signer's end onto the document. You can add fields like signature, initials, date, whichever applicable onto the document. I'll go ahead and add the fields relevant to me. Remember that each signer who is a party of this document needs to have fields on the contract that they're signing. You can see that the signers are distinguished based on the color of the fields that you have dragged and dropped. Signeasy also allows you to create custom fields if relevant. You can use the text box for creating custom fields and they will appear in the custom fields window. In my case, I have created a custom field for department and I will save it as a custom field. Once done, you can see that it comes up here in the customs field window. Once you're done adding the fields that you want from the signer's end, click on the Next button. Here, you can choose the folder in which you want to store the signed contract within the space that you have already selected. To change folders, you can simply click on Change Path here. And you can choose the relevant folder in which you want to save this particular signed contract. In my case, I will save it in the NDA folder. And I will click on Save. Another thing that you need to note is the ability to add folders as you go while you're sending out a contract for signature. You can click on change path, and if you do not see relevant folders here, you can click on add folder and create new folders in which you want to save this particular signed contract. You can also set an expiration date. This is the date within which the contract must be signed or completed. You can click on the icon here and choose the date on which this particular contract expires for its signature request. You can modify the subject line and add a message to your signers, and then click on send when everything looks good. And just like that, you have sent out your contract for signature.